me, Gavin, again. Today, we're going to talk about three categories: the NBA in-season tournament, ranking the top five NBA head coaches, and talking about the Pistons rebuild. So let's get right to it. NBA in-season tournament. Now, we don't have full details um, yet. That comes out Saturday, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna bring excitement, I think. You know, it goes towards your regular season stats, except for the two teams that are in the championship. In the championship, it does not go to your regular season stats. It does go to your wins and losses, something I found out. But there's going to be more details and everything Saturday, and we will talk about that when it comes. I think it'd be exciting. I think it'd be fun to watch. Really waiting to see players' reactions to it, and more fans and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, very interesting to see. It's weird that they're adding it though. Why would you want to add it? What gave you the thing like, oh, let's add a mid-season tournament? I mean, I don't know, because I know people aren't going to be playing the hard outs to win the championship. I already know that. It's basically just like an all-star break, honestly, like all-star games. Because to me, if I'm a team, I'm not trying my hardest just to win a mid-season tournament. I'm really not. But I heard that like there could be like a bonus if you win it or something. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Ranking the top five NBA head coaches. We're going from 5 to 1. At number 5, I have Ty Lue, the Los Angeles Clippers coach, almost the Lakers. Um, he's been a good coach for a good long time. He has championship under his belt. 2016 Cavs coming back down 3-1. Good coach. He has a good mind. When him and LeBron are on the same team, it's kind of hard to stop him. But that's a good team. Good coach. Um, he knows what he's doing. Makes good substitutions. Good game plans. He does everything right over there. Number four. Number 4, Monty Williams. He's a fantastic head coach. I know y'all are like, oh, he hasn't won a championship, you know, all that. I get that. I do. But he is really good at coming in bad situations, in rebuilding situations, and turning the team into a contender. He really is. Go look what he did with the Suns. Just go look. They went from 30 wins to the finals. I mean, 30 wins to the finals is a big jump. Big jump. I think it'd do good for the Pistons there, but I'm not going to talk too much about them because I'm going to save that for when we talk about the Pistons rebuild. Mike Malone, they just won the championship and everything. I have him at 3. He's a good-minded head coach. He doesn't get the respect he deserves, but he's been there for a long time. He hasn't been fired for a reason. They've been the first seed for a while, and I think it's a good thing that they don't give up on that head coach like other NBA franchises do. They're the 1 seed for a while, and they can't make the championship, so they fire the head coach. I mean, you're the 1 seed, and your players have to perform well. See, that's the thing I don't like about the NBA franchises firing head coaches is that, like Mike Budenholzer, go wins a NBA championship. The next year, they lose in the playoffs. The next year they lose in the first round. Oh, let's fire him. Didn't he just win y'all a championship? And then now you want to fire him because of poorly play from players on the team? It don't make sense. He just won y'all a championship. And then you want to fire him. At least give him another year. Because that was just a weird season. I mean, the team that beat y'all made it to the finals. So I mean, I don't like how they do things. He's a good head coach. Steve Kerr, obviously, one of the best head coaches of all time. He's top 10 all time. 4 championships under his belt. Been there the whole time. Even this is what I love about the Warriors. They're trying to keep that culture and keep their head coach so they keep everything in sync and right. They had times where they didn't make the playoffs. That year that they was real bad and got James Wiseman in the draft, top 3 pick. Oh, they didn't fire the head coach. They didn't. And just got news Montrezl Harrell is headed back to the Sixers on a 1 year deal. But I'll talk about that. Steve Kerr is a head, great-minded head coach. He knows what he's doing. You can't go wrong with him. He's he builds a great culture over there, and he speaks the truth. Except for that Lakers series where he's complaining about refs too much because they was losing. I don't like that part, complaining about refs because you're losing games. You could have played better. The Lakers take everything away from you. But number one, obviously, Eric Spoelstra. Dude's been an amazing head coach his whole career. He has the resume. He takes undrafted players and makes them starters and high caliber players like Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson. I mean, you got to give him credit. So, and one of the best minded head coaches, he knows what he's doing. I don't think I'm going to explain much about him. I think everybody knows. And just so y'all know, the reason I left Greg Popovich out is because I think he's kind of falling off. I know he's had terrible teams and everything, but I need to see more. So I think we'll see that from this season. He has an amazing player to build around. So I think we'll see that this season. And if he does, he'll jump and take Ty Lue's spot, and Ty Lue will drop to 6. Yeah. Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons signing Monty Williams as a head coach. I think that was an amazing move for them. Like I said, he's very good at coming in rebuilding situations. Actually, that's what the Pistons say. My Pistons say, restore. They're going to try to restore over there. He's good at that. He's good at restoring, making teams better, making players better. Great coaching staff. That's a great coaching staff that he brought in. Stephen Salas as assistant coach is amazing. Jarrett Jackson, player development, amazing. I mean, those 3 guys, there's more, but those 3 guys, him bringing in, spot on right there. Drafting Asar Thompson at number 5, I think was the best thing they could do there, even though Cam Whitmore was on the board. But Asar Thompson is better. He's 6'7", 225. He's a lockdown defender. He shot 30% from the season, but towards the end of the season, he was shooting 37, so he improved. And in the playoffs, he was actually shooting 40%. So he improved, so we'll see if he can keep it up. Lockdown, he can facilitate, rebound. He can attack. He's explosive, gets that mid-range, paint touches. I mean, he can do everything you want him to. And the reason they didn't take Cam Whitmore was SAR's better. And there was some cartilage problems in Cam Whitmore's knee that doctors did not like, and that he could have trouble later in his career, like Lonzo. That's the reason they didn't get him, so he doesn't have those problems, and then they just don't have him. Like the Bulls are not going to have Lonzo Ball. And prayers for Lonzo. Hope everything goes well and he heals up. But Asar is better than Amin Thompson, and you will see it. He has the better stat, and he shoots better. He defends better. He does everything better. But I'm not saying Amin's trash. It's literally 1A, 1B, and 1A is Asar, and 1B is Amin. Like, it's not 1-2, it's 1A, 1B. Amin is a very talented player. Let's see what they do in the Summer League game. I wouldn't judge the first game. I would always judge the second game. But don't judge a Summer League game by, like, second game, be like, okay, he can play. Like, first game, they got to get a feel of the game, of NBA bodies, running, everything. So you got to give them a feel. Unless they just ball out the first game, they just ready. They trade for Joe Harris. I think that's actually really good. He's on his last year of his deal, expiring contract, but he's a knockdown shooter. I think that would be good for their bench, really good to come off the bench. Somebody can rely to shoot 3 on. They trade for Monte Morris. I think that's a great backup point guard to bring in, a vet, also expiring contract. They did not spend any money in free agency, and here is why. They didn't want to, because they want to save their money for next year's free agency. This year's free agency was not that good, but next year's is going to be loaded. So they said, let's save our money. Let's go trade for some expiring contracts that can maybe help us win games, and then have the money next year to go get somebody big, and then go make a playoff run. Like this year, I can actually see them, if they stay healthy, making a play-in, and then potentially getting in the 8th, 7th seed spot. I really could with that coaching staff and the players I have. If they stay healthy, he's going to average 25 plus. I see Ivy averaging around 20, 19. I see Asar averaging about 15, 16, somewhere around there, and then Jalen Duren averaging about like 17 to 15, somewhere around there, and about 10 plus rebounds, 2 blocks. I think he'd be very good, and then their bench is going, as long as each player averages above 7 points or more, I think they'll be fine. But they have good coaching staff for them to help them get through it. I do think they need, if they want to do this where they save money, is trade Bagley and then trade Bogdanovich. And I think, so here's my thing about this. I really hope they start Asar. They need Asar, Cade, and Ivy and Duren to develop that chemistry, because that's a super team. If they all turn out to what they be, that's a super team building up. And it's going to have the league on notice. It really will. And I feel like if you trade Bojan, you can get picks, and then trade Bagley for either another expiring contract or a young player on like a 1 year, like $1 million deal that maybe you can bring back if he turns out to be good, or you trade for like one of those players that you just sent to the G League and then get picks. And then what you do is you get those picks, you trade them for players, good role players, and then you go sign your big superstar to help this team win. And then I think you're set. They brought back Alec Burks. I like James Wiseman as the backup big. I like Stu. I think it starts at the 4, in my opinion. I think it should be Cade, Ivy, Asar, Isaiah, Jalen Duren. That's the starting 5. Their bench will be really good if they keep everybody, be James, Bojan, Bagley, and then they got to distribute between Joe, Marcus, and Alex Burks. Marcus Sass. But yeah, so if y'all liked it, make sure y'all like, subscribe. I did talk about who is better debating in the last video. My last video, I talked about Houston Rockets, Detroit Piston, who's better. So make sure y'all check that out. But if y'all have not, hit that subscribe button. If you have not seen my last video, it's going to be right here. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, hit right there. So yeah, so see you.